I want to show you guys something. I've been training Meadowlark to run. Here's my shout out. Cindy, and Cam, and Raquel, and Max, and Knox, and Tay. Thanks for doing such a great job on the discussion forums. I really like how you guys are participating with each other, commenting, changing your ideas, and just thinking in new ways, critical ways. So, good work. Nick and Osama, great posts about the cereal boxes and the UK poster. Really appreciate that. Finally, Tay, thanks a lot for the YouTube and the snow tube. That interpretation was kind of cool. Oh, and Bethy, I wanted to include you also in the great discussion forum posts, along with Cindy and Cam, that whole discussion I mentioned just a minute. This week we're going to be working on a new project. That project is the Promoting a Candidate poster. You'll see the directions online. I'm going to go over them in this video. We'll also be covering how to use Adobe Spark and talking a little bit more about the discussion forums. So I just want to remind you, keep up with discussion forums. Don't do them all at once, okay? Try to do one a day so that you can handle it and you can process the information better. And take a look at the directions. And remember, I've got office hours. I'll go over those a little bit more if you want to meet with me. And finally, we'll be having another meeting this next Monday. And we'll talk a little bit more about what we've learned through the week and just get to know each other. Here we are entering Module 2. For this module, you're going to be working a little bit more with Photoshop and learning about Adobe Spark. You'll be using Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Spark to complete the big project that's due at the end of this module. So I'm just going to scroll down. And again, you see what to read, what to do, so take a look at this. Again, it's posted to discussion forums. When you're posting to the discussion forums, don't do it all at once. Try to do it once a day. Make sure that you have an in-text citation from the readings that it's asking you to in-text cite from, and participate, comment, talk to the people that are in the class. Promoting or demoting a presidential candidate, and this is up to you. So select from the current candidates, Biden or Trump, or if there's someone else running officially, you can go for it. You're going to create a poster that seriously promotes the candidate and gets voters to vote for them, that makes a point about the candidate's profile. It's not a negative campaign here, this one's positive. So something that I really want you to pay attention to is go ahead and click on the interactive media bias chart, okay? And what this does is it takes you to a study that's been done just about how different media are biased. This media to support your ideas in the poster you're creating to promote the candidate. So right here, this is where you're going to want to focus here, right on the neutral or balanced bias. Back to the promoting candidate. When you do this, I've got some places for finding visual images. Now, your visual images have got to be available and allowed. So they need to have Creative Commons or some kind of non-copyright infringement images that you can use. And I've got some visual images resources here that you can find the images. Now again, it's up to you what kind of images you want to use. They can be cartoons, they could be drawings that you do, they could be images that you find, again, that you're allowed to use. And then have a fact or facts about the candidate to help the promotion. Have a works cited portion somewhere for the fact and the imagery. Now, this can come in a separate document, so it doesn't do anything to your imagery. Again, use Adobe Spark and or Photoshop. You can use them both together in your design, but don't use any templates. They've got to be your design, your layout, the images you select. And you should use between 8 to 40 words. That doesn't count in the works cited portion, but there should be 8 to 40 words on it, and this is kind of a constraint so that we're all doing the same thing, we have the same limitations, and see what we come up with. I want to just also remind you that I am available for office hours, and here's the password, on Thursday and Friday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. or by appointment if you can't make those hours. We can talk about things. So again, I recommend that you use those times to talk with me about your assignments or any questions you have about the course. Again, we're going to be trying to meet once a week, but it's not going to work for everybody just because of our various schedules. So again, if you have any questions about the discussion forums or the learning journals or any of the assignments, it can help to go to the Read Me First part, especially for the discussion forums and the learning journals. Now right here I just have the things to remember, and this is sort of what you should be doing for each of your posts. Okay, so keep those in mind. To Spark, you're going to want to create project. And again, if you are going to use Spark to create the project or work, with Spark and then add things through Photoshop, because you can't get, exactly what you want with Spark, you can go ahead and just go create flyer. And then this will bring you to the flyer page, and this is where you can start editing. And again, this design is your own. You're not going to use any templates. As you start thinking about how you're going to design your promoting poster, I want you to start thinking about logos and how you're going to arrange things. Now, what's really important to think about is the visual weight of how your different elements are going to come together. How you're going to use contrast, color, alignment, proximity, emphasis, organization. All of these things connect to visual weight. And I think you get an idea. Visual weight is just the apparent heaviness or lightness of a shape or a form. So it kind of has to do with where your eyes are going to go first, just because of how large or how big and contrastive an element of a poster is. So for instance here, we can see how our eyes are definitely going to that Lincoln image, then to the text, then to the next biggest text, then probably down here, and then to here. Now these ones kind of get a little vague, you might go back and forth, but the main thing is just to remember it's 1, 2, 3, and how you design the visual weight and make it so that readers can follow where you want them to go.